Hello, eighth hour multimedia. I wanted to go over these two assignments. I realize that it's really hard to work on the same thing for an hour and 45 minutes. So, we're going to split the time in half and work on two completely different assignments. We're not going to work on the product development and business development um, unit until I am there. So, the first thing we're going to look at is assignment one, celebrity information for making a website. So let's go to edit assignment, and it says the assignment, you're going to work on it for about 45 minutes, and then you're going to turn it in. Your teacher is going to say, turn it in. And you are also going to have a paper copy of the questions because I don't know about you, but when I'm answering questions on the computer, it sure helps me not to miss anything if I have a paper copy and I can look through and make sure that I answered everything I needed to. But we're going to look up information basically for a celebrity website about your favorite celebrity. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick your celebrity. Now try to be mindful that we don't have, 15 people that want to do Donald Trump. Maximum is 2 per class. Otherwise it gets a little boring. Um Once you get your celebrity picked, you're going to save 10 pictures of your celebrity from different points in their life into your downloads. If you can't find 10 pictures of your celebrity in the first 10 minutes, pick a different celebrity. Especially if you have like the TikTok or YouTube people that haven't been around more than like 3 or 4 months, they're not going to have a lot of information, especially if they're like 15 years old. So if you can't find those pictures, find a different celebrity, an athlete, an actress, a singer, you name it, a politician. Then you'll begin your information search. So you'll answer the questions for your celebrity. For each question, you're going to type the answer to the question. Then you're going to copy the URL, which basically means this thing right up here. This is a URL, it's the web address. So you're going to copy the URL for every web page you use to find your information, and you're going to paste the URL behind the answer or under it. And I'm going to show you what that looks like with a completed sheet. It's going to look just like what you're going to turn in. Um, for each photo, you're going to save it to downloads, and you're going to make sure when you do search for that photo that you have when you've Googled it and you go to images, that you choose tools and usage rights. And we want to choose the commercial use, choose the third one down. So, and then you'll save each of your photos, like I said, to downloads. And you're going to copy the URLs for every web page you use to find your photos behind the photo number. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So there's an example of a complete one. You can see example of 2002 finding celebrity info. And then there's the one that you're going to fill out. And then you're going to have a paper copy that we'll collect at the end. So let's go into the example of the completed one. So the person I chose was Farrah Fawcett. Now this is really easy to do, um, and it makes things a lot easier for you later on. I made my person, my answers are in pink, and then my websites are in blue. So you can see it says name a celebrity. I made it Farrah Fawcett. She was one of the original Charlie's Angels. She was probably the most famous and considered the most beautiful angel. She was only on the show 1 year. She wanted to pursue a movie career, and she should have just stayed where she was at because she was far more famous as an angel. So for every pick, I have to have 10 picks of my celebrity. Every pick, I go and you can have the same websites. Um, in some cases, your celebrity might only have one or two websites dedicated to them. So this is basically how you do it. Then you would go up there, right click on the URL or web address. You'd hit copy. You'd go behind it. You'd right click and paste for every picture you save for your celebrity. Let me remind you of how to do this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to search out my person. Her name is Farah and she's so famous. Look, she just pops right up. So when I go there, I'm going to choose images, and you're going to see you get tons and tons of images. I'm going to go to tools now and usage rights. You have to choose commercial and other, and you'll notice that some of those photos go away. So how do I get the URLs? So let's just say I'm going to use this photo right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go ahead and visit that web page. And I'm going to copy this website before I even go any further. So I know that I've got it copied. And I really like this photo. So I'm going to right click it, save image as. I want to make sure this says either JPEG or PNG or GIF. If it says something about web or any other weirdo thing, don't use it. All right, find a different image. So then I'm going to go into my downloads. I think yours automatically defaults to there, and then I would go to save. Then on my page that I'm trying to fill out, I'd go after pick one, I'd right click and paste. Now, I have lucked out because I have a whole ton of photos of her from this one website. No one said that you cannot use the same website for, a lot of your different stuff. That's fine. This was the original set of Charlie's Angels, by the way. Let's go back into this page. So the next thing I'm going to do, I do this for each one of my photos. And then I go down to the information. The number one question was your celebrity. And then you have all your photo information. And then you go to number two. Did they ever have another name? If so, what was it? URL. So, no, I made my answer pink. And so I would go in there and search. Did Farrah Fawcett ever go by any other name? And showing my typing skills. And so when I click that, then it's still in images. I'm going to go to all. And the only ones she did were her married names. So the answer would be no. But here is where I found a majority of my information. But I mean, if you look down, these are the kind of things we'll be looking for. Did they ever have another name? If so, what was it? When was he or she born? If no longer living, how and when did they die? Where was she or he born? Where did she or he go to college? Or did she or he go to college? If so, what college? Did he or she graduate? What did they study? So this was all about her education. What was his or her first job before becoming famous? Um, and they didn't have one, so that would be none. Did he or she have a famous relative? If so, who was it? Why was the relative famous? And the answer was no. Later on, she did marry Lee Majors, who, if you know anything about, prehistoric TV back from the 70s and 80s, he was the $1 million man. Why was your person famous? What did they do? How did they get famous? What was the turning point? Who did somebody discover them? Did they win a contest? What was the story? Um, what do you think has been the highlight of their career or life so far? Um, And how many children did he or she have? Are they famous? If so, why are they famous? And she only had one child, and they weren't famous, so I didn't go on to do that. What famous people are their friends or enemies? So the original Angels, Kate Jackson and Jacqueline Smith, and her other friend was Elena Stewart, and she must be famous too. Where do they live now? And I have that she passed away from cancer. You need to write down 3 facts about your celebrity that are different from any of the questions up above. So this talks about like at the height of her career, things that you might not know. Fact 2, she won People's Choice Award for favorite female performer in a new TV program in 1977 with the Charlie's Angels. And fact number 3, she was the model for one of the most popular hairstyles of all time. Um, there are very few people that can say that. Her, Jennifer Aniston, and so forth. This is the paper that you will fill out. Same paper, just doesn't have all the answers on it. And so if when you get pick one, I just put my X in there and I'd paste that URL. And then I just copy these questions into Google and see what you get for your celebrity. Um, you'll get 45 minutes to do this. Turn in what you have. Use your class time wisely, and then you will go on to assignment 2.